Hi, welcome back to Me Time with Ruby. I'm not Ruby and you're not Ruby.
No,
but
wherever she is.
We are Ruby. Ruby Lala. And don't you just hate it when someone turns up in the same outfit as you? Except when there are people dresses like these and we couldn't decide which colour to get. So you bought the lilac.
Yeah.
And I was going to go for a blush pink, but actually it did wash me out and you felt blush pink wasn't your best colour.
No, well I came in and saw this and then you said to me, I've already chosen that dress. You can't wear it as well.
We decided actually we could both wear it because it's such
so
a stunning
gorgeous.
dress. Yeah, it's gorgeous. So I've gone for I'm call this the bubblegum pink.
Yeah.
Interestingly, when I was at the suppliers and the lady that sort of tried it on, she was blonde, but she tried on the blush pink and it looked stunning on her. So I don't know if that's skin tone.
Different skin tones.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, the blush pink didn't look bad on you, but that pink suits you a lot more kind of lifted a lot more.
There.
Yeah. No, it didn't look bad at all. It was. I quite liked it on you, to be honest.
And
blonde hair.
I loved the black as well, but I was just trying to stay away from black, and particularly about what you were sort of going to be talking about today. But also we've got lovely mint green, but they're just gorgeous and so comfortable to wear. Aren't they light and airy and?
I just want to be somewhere hot.
I think we could be in that film Frozen now and twiddle around like a princess.
All right, you sing first.
No, I'll pass on that one, I think. Right, so what have you got in store for us today, Charlotte?
Well, it's quite a big one today. I've got my notes today because we're actually talking about style archetypes. So kind of what people generally gravitate towards, and there's usually these different archetypes of style. So like I said, when I came in here, I was like, that dress, and you just knew. You must have
grabbed it quickly because I knew. And I did say you couldn't wear it because I was wearing it, but you did decide to get yourself a lilac.
Yeah, get the lilac.
So
and the reason you probably knew was because I would have probably a natural archetype, which is potentially kind of girly, feminine, colourful, lots of print. You know, it's kind of it will fall under a certain umbrella of style.
You're the archetype that puts 6 colours together and makes you very nervous.
Yes, I'm the nervous-making
I
archetype.
do 2, maybe 3 maximum at a push.
How many have you got on this though?
About 25 there, isn't it?
Yeah. Doing all right. And you feel okay?
Yeah,
attacks coming
on? I think I'm okay. I'm looking at that really bright swimmer over there and thinking, oh, but no, I do actually feel okay because it does. I don't know why I do feel okay, but I do.
Well, the colours work together, don't they? It's not like there is a neon green that's thrown in there to make you uncomfortable. Whereas I wouldn't mind a bit of neon green. I think that's just what it's missing, to be honest.
I'm sure we can get you a neon green hat.
Yeah.
Or something.
Why not? I mean, I'm always up for more. More is more in my book. But yeah, no. So looking at sort of different types of style, and there's something called, and I'm going to just refer to my notes, enclosed cognition. Because I don't think enclosed is actually a word.
We won't ask her to spell it.
No, it's not actually a word. So
Enclosed.
I was like, I can't remember. Words don't actually exist. But this is a phrase that's been created, enclosed cognition.
Oh, enclosed, not enclosed. Enclosed.
Enclosed, a bit like enclosed, and enclosed, but enclosed. Enclosed cognition. And it's to do with what happens when you put on certain clothing and the feeling and sort of psychological effects of your clothes. So obviously if you put on something that's like kind of all black, you might feel different if you put on something that's all neon green or all sort of pretty and flowery, and it's the kind of the different psychological effects of clothes, because clothes do have a psychological effect.
Bit like the weather.
Bit like the weather, possibly. Yeah, on a really dull day, put on something bright and your enclosed cognition will kick in for you. So we each have this kind of a different way of feeling about our clothes, which is why some people will really feel very drawn and comfortable to certain styles, because it's almost like kind of coming home. You know, you get up in the morning, well, I know what I'm going to put on because it's that colour with that style and that's that. And I think we all sort of have an idea of what that is. I'm going to be honest, I actually don't, because my wardrobe is just fit to bursting with so many different styles. But I think that does still come under this. But it's the slightly manic archetype. The little bit of everything archetype, which is obviously fine. So we're going to start with Natural Naomi.
Natural Naomi.
So
I do love these names that she's come up with this time. I did have a little bit of chuckle to.
We like to make a name
to the last one, but Yeah.
Well, I think it's nice to know these things because it can kind of help you understand why you like to dress the way you dress. It can maybe help you sort of understand your style a bit more. Kind of when you go shopping, you might be a little bit more drawn to certain things, and you'll go, well, actually, yeah, no, that does fall under my archetype. And for some people, they kind of like to have a little bit of structure to when they're shopping, or when they're looking for something. So yeah, so it's just quite a handy little thing to sort of have at the back of your mind when you're shopping. So natural Naomi, she's outdoorsy, she likes to get outdoors, she's bored easily, she's always up for an adventure, you know, she's sort of on the go all the time. Her clothes are generally quite unstructured, so she'd probably prefer like a sort of chunky hoodie or sweater, but in a natural material like wool, or you know, like a beautiful organic cotton or something like that. So sort of soft and unstructured, but functional. So there's a function behind it.
It's funny you're saying that because I'm having a ka-ching moment because I'm already thinking about friends that fit into that category.
I think that's what you'll do. That's what's really interesting
Steph
about them.
on my Facebook fits into that category.
There you go. And yeah, as you're kind of going through it, you'll sort of get ideas of people. So they're sort of into their sporty stuff as well. So she might be bombing about the place in a pair of, you know, sporty trousers. As I say, it's functional. It's not about drawing attention to herself. It's about just, you know, doing her life, getting through her life.
I was going to say comfortable, but I think whatever works for you, you feel comfortable in anyway, don't you?
Exactly. Yeah, that's exactly it. So, but actually, specifically, the next one, it's not about comfort at all. It's about literally how it looks. Doesn't matter if it's uncomfortable. There are different elements to it. Okay. But for her, it's really about having sort of soft materials against her skin. She might be outside in quite harsh elements, for example, you know, hiking or, you know, up a mountain somewhere. So she wants.
Do people do that sort of thing?
No. Anyway, so her problem is she has a black tie work do to go to. Something posh.
Not a black tie.
And she doesn't know what to wear. This is her style challenge. So Naomi's style challenge. Well, Naomi,
we've got the answer for you.
I'm here for you. So put your sports trousers down, love. We're going to go for something monochrome, simple, chic, still with a little bit of a fit to it. Something like a shift dress. So there's a little bit of structure, but not too much. These obviously aren't shift dresses,
so
but
still quite easy to wear.
Still easy to wear, exactly. Something that's still comfortable, but maybe gives a little bit of shape.
So not bigger hugging tight that you can't bend over in.
Just a little bit of shape, a little bit of interest. Because obviously, if you're going out, a lot of people might wear jewellery or some colour or a sort of shiny material. Naomi's not really up for that. She wouldn't feel comfortable. And the thing is, she still wants to feel like herself, but just herself going to a black tie, which is obviously out of her comfort zone. So something like this that just has a little bit of interest to the neckline, so she wouldn't even need to wear a necklace or anything like that if she didn't want to. And then yeah, just a little bit of fitting there. And then obviously probably take the trainers off.
Could she put a belt on that? Would she belt it or not?
Well,
really?
I think that's where you can start to end up going across the spectrum a bit with the archetypes. So some Naomis might then bring a little bit of vibrant Veronica, which we're going to next, and have a bit of sparkle. You know, it depends. The way clothes work is totally dependent on if you've got an interview, you're going to school, you're going shopping, whether you're going to a party. You know, it totally depends, doesn't it? So Naomi day to day might just be kind of a bit cool and casual, but in the evening she might want a little bit of sparkle. So you know, we don't all fit into an exact archetype. But for Naomi, that's a really good base option. And then from there, she can go on to sort of add a little bit of the different girls, a little bit of Veronica there, a little bit of Tatiana there. That's the one. So yeah, so that is, and then what she should do as well, your Naomis, they should have a couple of dresses in their wardrobe that they are really comfortable to just grab, dress up a bit if they want, you know, so that they don't have to think about that, because that's kind of not on their wavelength. They're busy, they've got stuff going on, they're independent, they've got all these other things, they're climbing a mountain, thank you. I don't want to go to a party, but I have to go to a party in 5 minutes, boom, I'm done.
Okay.
You know, nice and simple, just get a couple of dresses and you're done. Next one is Vibrant Veronica. She's attention grabbing, fun and chatty. And this dress I thought was quite nice for Vibrant Veronica, because there's a lot of colour, a lot of print, a lot of interest. You know, we've got the shearing, we've got
Maybe
frills.
I need to change my name to Veronica.
I think, yeah.
this dress anyway.
Change the shop name. Yeah, so she's very vibrant, very energetic. People bring her life, give her energy. So she loves to be out and about, and people love to be around her. Her clothes, this is the one, she's not functional. So she would happily wear the neon green. She would happily, like just around Tesco's, because why not? I might do that. Possibly. I don't know. That might be a step too far, even for me. But yeah, so that it's not necessarily about comfort or anything like that for her. A pair of towering heels and a bodycon dress, she's good to go. It's about grabbing the attention. It's about being fun and fabulous, and people looking at her and her looking at people, and just having a whale of a time.
So she would cringe with maybe something that natural Naomi wears.
Exactly, yeah, because she brings sort of her confidence out in her clothes, whereas other people kind of have that confidence a bit more quietly, and it kind of comes out in other ways.
Okay.
So for Veronica, for example, and I love this dress, obviously aside from this dress, I just thought this might even be a bit long, so it's a maxi, but there is a nice sort of split here.
A
so
nice
you can
split.
get a bit of a split.
Right up to the waist.
It's a nice bit of a split here. All right, Veronica, put it away. So obviously that's a wrap dress, but you can get a little bit of cleavage going, a little bit of leg, and that's a bit of a Veronica dress. In fact, this one the pattern's good, but maybe isn't quite,
maybe it's too
a little bit
girly,
high, a bit feminine, a bit sort of overly feminine maybe, and a bit sort of shy and retiring in some respects. Now her
That's why I'm
problem.
wearing it, because I'm shy.
Oh,
And I'm
very
hoping to retire
shy.
soon.
Are you?
No. No chance.
So Veronica's having a bit of a day. She's got to go to the zoo with her godsons, and she does not know what to wear because that dress isn't appropriate.
For the zoo, no.
So what's
Yes,
she
I've done
gonna do?
clavelli and flip-flops that wasn't really appropriate,
No.
so I'm with Veronica on that.
Yeah, it's a tough one because if your natural go-to for day to day, you're probably going to find like a job where you can sort of dress in your own style. You're going to be going out to sort of places where you can dress like that. So suddenly, if you're kind of, and this happens in life, you're suddenly thrown into a situation where you're like, oh, I don't have clothes for the zoo. And to be honest, apart from some jeans, I don't know what I would wear to a zoo. In all honesty, what would you wear to a zoo?
I probably wouldn't go to a zoo, to be honest.
You have to because it's your godsons, and that's all they want to do in the world.
Okay. Remind me not to accept being a godmother too.
So what I've said to Veronica is get a nice pair of jeans that are fitted, that they're going to do a little bit of action on the bum, a little bit of cupping on the bum,
Right.
a bit of lifting, and have a bit of
So she's going to show off
She
her
is.
lovely legs.
She's going to show off her legs and her bum, and she's going to feel fabulous like that, and then she's going to have a little bit of sparkle. Nothing too OTT, obviously she can go as sparkly as she wants, but I would
But you
say...
could wear a pair of trainers which are comfortable walking around a zoo, I would imagine.
Exactly, and you can get sparkly trainers, you can get sparkly flip-flops or sandals or whatever, but just something that's just going to make her feel a little bit dressed down because she's going to a zoo and she probably wants to feel a little less kind of glamorous maybe, I don't know, and then, or possibly not both, personally, Veronica might feel differently, a sparkly jacket.
I love that jacket. I've got that jacket and I love that jacket.
And I mean, you could just wear a nice sort of plain jeans and then something like this just over the top, because then that's just bringing through a little bit of your zazz, isn't it? A bit of your Veronica zazz. So yeah, I just thought something that's just going to be still quite flattering and will bring her confidence out.
So people will still spot her.
Exactly, yeah, exactly. You don't have to go kind of full, loose, billowing dresses just because you're getting your maternal jeans out for the day. Because I'm not like that particularly. Right, next up, we've got freedom loving Frida.
Freedom loving. Try and say that when you've had a couple of glasses of wine.
I don't drink, so I'll be fine.
Oh, you don't drink, that's why.
But I'm going to get you to say it at the Christmas do. So she is a philosophical artist at heart, and I actually found this one the easiest to imagine, and I don't know why. I have known a few sort of freedom-loving Fridas in my time, and I'm always very sort of in awe of them in a way, like lovely loose hair. I always imagine like loose grey hair down to their waist kind of thing, and just sort of floating around, just so comfortable in themselves, no makeup, nothing going on with the hair, just looking fabulous, and just so comfortable in themselves. And I look at them and think, oh, just look amazing in just whatever you put on, and it's always something just kind of loose and gorgeous. So our freedom loving Frida, this is her dress. This is kind of her lovely loose fit, billowy, just, you know, floating about, wafting through life, feminine, just so much
sort of real breeze there.
Yes, that's Frida. She just wafts by you. So yeah, so unconstricted, feminine, soft, lovely soft materials that just are still flattering. That's the thing. You know, she doesn't want to just be in a sack. She wants to look how she feels, and she feels pretty. She feels beautiful. She's a cultured woman. You know, she feeds her body well. She wants to feed everyone else. She's always got, you know, people over, and she loves her family and friends. And she, you know, she just is easy and loving. And so she wants
sounds a mixture of Naomi and...
Yeah, but there's not a lot of sparkle.
No, but there's feminine... You know what I'm trying to say. Feminine. But yeah,
yes, but she is, you know, she's a woman.
Femininity. I know I'll get there in the end.
The other thing, and this is the same as those dresses for Naomi, but I thought this colour actually more so than the dress possibly.
I can't wear that colour.
Although the dress would be quite nice for her too. Can you not? I don't know if I can. Probably not. I don't know, maybe the dark hair would be alright. If I had a tan, that'd be good. But yeah, this sort of lovely, natural, kind of inspired by nature, that kind of
actually those colours together, aren't they? Very natural looking.
So there's Frida.
They actually look really nice together too.
So
did you wear that blouse over the top open? Over the dress?
Yeah, you could, couldn't you? Although that might be a bit too billowy, possibly. That's just a billow too far. Right, so that's our girl. Now her problem is she's been asked to give a talk at an event, and she has nothing to wear because she's normally just sort of floating around, like cooking a lovely big hearty meal for everyone, or on the beach, or whatever it is Frida does. I've never been a Frida, so I'm not entirely sure what they do. I think artists.
Okay.
Sort of arty in the studio. So yeah, so she's good, talking at an event about art, and she needs some comfortable styling. She needs something that she's comfortable in, but that still brings her sort of personality through. So
her creative side.
Yes, exactly. So nothing sort of structured, nothing tailored, but that is still gonna give her a little bit of shape and feel good and confidence and a little bit of, you know, a little bit of professionalism. So this is the dress I went for Frida, because I think it's just lovely. It's got the colour, so it's all beautiful kind of colours coming through. It's a little bit sort of wholesome with the beautiful necklace that comes with it, so it still has that natural, exactly, lovely wholesome natural feel to it. I really feel like these colours are very sort of nature inspired, you know, with the, and they've got the actual plants in there and the sea. Yeah, these are beautiful flowers.
You're very observant.
Yeah, so I just thought it was really lovely.
Don't let her stand next to you.
No, I'm not sure. I
probably
wouldn't really find myself with Frida very often, which is sad because actually I really want to be a Frida. But anyway, and the thing with this is that you obviously can wear it loose, but you can just bring it in a little bit as well. So she could just as easily have that nice and sort of loose in the day, but then for an evening event you can just pull it in ever so slightly. So then it's a dress that can be worn in different ways at different times. And as you say, like with this white one, that can just be opened up, and that could just go over the top for the day.
Yeah.
You know, there's so many different things that you can do with a dress like this. It's a lovely length as well, and it's just got all these layers to it, so it's still got that lovely feminine charm.
Yeah, I do love it actually.
Yeah.
It's very floaty on as well. She could waft along in that easily.
Gorgeous, isn't it? I know. I saw, was it Georgie modelled it? And there was a little video of her spinning. It's up on the Instagram page. It was just so. It just
got a couple of other prints
floats.
actually, and a really nice sort of monochrome one with some bright fuchsia pink attached to the bottom, and another one that's just quite a lot of red.
Yeah. I mean, it's such a pretty style that I think you could just put all the different colours on it. Yeah. So the other thing that she might like is, I couldn't find anything that I was really happy would sort of convey what I was trying to get across with this one, but just a suit, but almost in a very, very soft, almost satiny or silky material. So just so it's really
so
loose
soft,
fit.
but not a clean cut, more of a softer.
So you've got the suit, so you've kind of got that traditional look. So if you were going somewhere like a black tie event or something, but then you've got a little bit of a tie maybe, so you can still get a bit of structure to it, but it's loose fitting. Something like that would be really lovely for Frida. So that's Frida sorted. She's off to do her event. Next up, we've
Good luck, Frida.
Good luck. We've got
Come and see us
Conservative Carolyn's up next. Conservative Carolyn, come on in, Carolyn. So she's very much led by her head, not her heart. So
she doesn't support Labour or Liberal. She's definitely conservative.
No politics, religion, or animals or children or whatever it is.
Okay, right. Moving on.
So yeah, so she's very organised, she's logical, she's very motivational, and people come to her for support because she can offer really good advice. But she, clothing style wise, is not that dissimilar to Naomi. There's nothing particularly flashy, but she's a little bit more of your classic. So, and I think we talked about this a few episodes ago, talking about your classic woman, classic styled woman. So there's an element of sort of conservativeness. So she'd be just like a nice white shirt.
I want to say sort of clean cut.
Yeah,
I'm always envious of those people. I go to, I make such an effort and go to a drinks party. So one particular friend of mine, I went to one, and I just, I spent like 3 hours or whatever you do doing your hair and everything like that. And I walked in, this woman was just in a pair of jeans, a white shirt, and she just looked amazing. Yeah. Absolutely, chic is the word that comes to mind.
Absolutely, and that's probably classic.
She probably spent 4 hours actually, but she looked like she'd probably just spent 10 minutes.
To be honest, she probably did just spend 10 minutes, because if that is your look, that is just your look, and it's so easy.
I'm so envious of that look.
I am. I think I'm more envious of Frida, but I do.
No, see, I'm
you like Carolyn. Okay, yeah.
She's just very polished and doing without having to go to too much effort, but looks amazing.
Perfectly put together in her classic styling.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. And there's a lot of sort of structure. So it might not be sort of hard line structure, but there is structure there. So I pulled this for Carolyn.
Yes, you see, I love that, but I couldn't carry it off.
And I thought these, just because I really love that sort of natural, kind of almost chino-esque.
And again, with the white shirt.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Really nice sort of pair of little tailored trousers.
And I just would not look
like that. She just pop that over anything and just look $1 million, be able to pop off to the Oscars and then let her in. She just, oh my darlings, I'm here. She would just turn up anywhere and just look amazing. But Carolyn's having a problem. She's going to a wedding in a field. Now, I wouldn't really mind that.
No.
Depending on the weather.
Wedge heels, do not wear stilettos. I've learned that when I've been to barbecues and stuff.
Just wear your flip-flops. But yeah, a haystack in a field is not the one for her. It's not where she wants to be. So
that's my biggest nightmare, actually. Yeah. Don't ever invite me to your party.
It's something, isn't it? It's very popular, but I wouldn't have a clue what to wear. I just honestly wouldn't know. So she needs to invest in a dress that can be worn in a few different occasions, because this isn't something she's going to do regularly, so she doesn't want to buy something just for this. Okay. But if she can get a dress that's a colour that's a neutral enough colour so that it sticks to her palette, which is normally quite nice, natural, sort of paler colours, or the dark navy, black. But a dress that can be worn in different ways. For example, this one. So she doesn't want anything too over the top with the patterns, but obviously you're going to a wedding, so you do need to have a little bit of something going on
she could throw her jacket on there afterwards. And
she absolutely could.
Tottering along really.
It's got a little bit of shaping to it, which is exactly what she likes. Yeah, she likes a little bit of shaping, nothing over the top, nothing that's kind of, none of the Veronica, with the bodycon. She can't deal with that. It's got a little bit of leg showing, which she doesn't mind. And yeah, the colour's really lovely, and with this kind of off-white, which is just beautiful against the grey, and it's quite a grown-up print, so she likes that print. And then it also has these lovely sleeves, because Carolyn's not really up for bearing arms and all that. She's got wonderful arms, she works out, but she likes to keep what's hers under wraps. And I just saw a little handbag with it, because that's quite conservative, isn't it? That's a little bit Jackie O. And I thought it was quite nice.
It's funny because that dress is, someone tried it on in the shop actually with a beautiful very 50s and 60s,
Yes.
very, and you say Jackie,
Yeah.
just exactly what I thought
Absolutely.
when someone put that on
Yeah.
with a fascinator in the shop actually.
I think it's just that kind of dress that can just be worn over again for different things. You can wear it to like a work event or, there's lots of different ways that can be worn because, she's not going to go to many weddings and fields. So if she's going to have a dress like that, she needs one that can be worn a multitude of times. This is me, trendy Tatiana. Trendy, I don't know, but Tatiana,
I don't know.
I don't know. But so cool and chic. And I like to think that I can pull off those things on a good day. So she's outgoing. I feel like I'm just talking about myself now, but saying these really nice things.
Look at you, you're just suddenly like...
I'm outgoing and generous. I love being around people. No, so, and actually this is all a complete lie because I don't like doing these things, but the style is good. So Tatiana, I'm imagining some cool chick in New York City heading out to all the latest galleries, all these gallery
Do you not
openings.
do that?
I'm just
You're at
not
home
in New
looking
York
after the
for
kids,
that.
that's fine.
Exactly. I am cooking fish fingers. So she's at all the latest restaurants and bars that have opened, off to a gallery with all her friends, like old friends, new friends. She's always got some friends in tow. She is very thoughtful and generous and loving, and everyone just, she's just that sort of cool kid on the block. She doesn't bring her confidence through with her clothes though, so she's sort of similar to Veronica, but it's more about sort of a quiet confidence that just comes through. And again, this definitely isn't me actually, because I'm actually quite envious of the person I was writing about. I can just imagine her there with a really cool short haircut and just, in sort of almost just completely laid back, cool clothes, but just looking amazing, and everyone's just like, oh, she's so cool. So I loved this. This is what I'm imagining her, just sitting in the corner of a bar, looking cool, just sitting there with her denim jacket in a funky colour, and just, this is her. She's happy in this kind of comfortable
So quite a statement
outfit.
piece, but very unassuming.
Unassuming, exactly. It doesn't have to be bright orange, to be honest. I thought I'd pull some trousers. I did. I pulled these trousers as well, which I thought might be quite cool, just because they're that sort of dressed down, but there's a bit of an edge.
Thing underneath, could she or not?
Yeah, I think that's what's coming in a minute.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
all right. I would just pop that underneath that jacket.
So she's not big on shopping,
I'm not
actually.
Tatiana, but
I thought this, so this would be her kind of maybe sitting, a bit of a clash. There's like lots of different elements of different girls coming through, and that's what she can do. She's sort of trendy, so she can kind of bring all the different looks, all the different trends. She's just sat there in her funky little outfit with her little jacket on. I really want to put this outfit on now.
she'll probably have a go off.
Yeah, that'll be on in a minute. So her problem though is that there's a team building day at work. Now I wasn't quite sure about this one because she's trendy, she probably would just wear anything anywhere and be fine. And I was thinking, what's the most awful thing that anyone ever makes anyone do? And it's a team building day at work. Awful.
Maybe let's have one of those at Riviera.
Yes, I'm ill that day.
So
falling back on each other and having to work together to.
No.
So anyway, that's her worst nightmare, which is where we then come back together and become one. So all she needs to do, because she has so many different styles in her closet anyway, she just needs to maybe pull a few of the sort of more laid back looks in. And I thought those trousers would be nice, and then something like this, because
I see where you're going.
yeah, like with these trousers, they're kind of good for her for evening, dressed up with some heels, or day. Get off. I thought she could wear that later in the evening for drinks. I'm fully dressed, Tatiana, can you tell? I've got her like full year's worth of wardrobe. I mean, obviously with a top underneath.
I'm glad you said that.
She's not that sassy. She's quite sassy.
She's not Veronica.
No, she's not Veronica. I thought that would be really nice. It's kind of laid back, it's cool. She could have like a little sort of strappy top underneath, so you've still got a little bit of shape showing.
Or she could even have that underneath and then
Or
just
that-
whiff that off in the
Yeah,
evening.
exactly. Out for the evening drinks, and then suddenly, she's left with.
Yeah.
There you go, like that. Off she goes to party the night away with all her friends. So that's Tatiana, and she's just, easy, cool going kind of cat.
Wow.
I like
well,
that.
I love these ladies.
I know.
They're really nice.
I know.
I feel like I know them now. When you showed me the article earlier, I was like, right, okay, I was just sort of trying to get. I really feel I know them really, really
I thought it would be
well now.
nice to sort of bring the clothes, but yeah, I kind of, you know, like, it's funny how they've all sort of blended a little bit. They all have a little bit of each other slightly here and there. But I mean, who do you, at the end now?
Oh. Well, I don't think I'm Veronica. I would love to be conservative. What's her name?
Yeah, Carolyn.
Yeah.
You want to be her, but
I'm not Naomi because I don't do a bit of sport. So I don't know. Do you know what? I can identify with all of them
a
really.
little bit of each. Yeah, it's interesting,
Well,
isn't it?
yeah, different elements, I suppose.
Yeah.
I suppose I am quite blingy, so maybe Veronica.
So
but
maybe a
without
bit of
the-
Veronica, maybe a bit of Tatiana, because you don't have like one set of styles,
Yeah,
do you?
yeah, that's
So,
true.
yeah.
I don't have one set of styles, so.
You don't have to be going out in New York to be Tatiana.
No,
It's
I'm going to
fine.
go to New York now.
Now,
yes,
off we
yes,
go.
I'm off. Okay, well, that's brilliant. I
Yeah.
really enjoyed that. That's really
Right.
exciting. Thank you very much. So, as usual, Charlotte's a wealth of information, and do join us again next week. I have no idea what's in store for next week, but I shall wait and see.
Let us know which lady you are.
Yes, that would be fantastic. Let us know who you relate to or who you would like to be.
Yeah.
So see you soon. Take care. Have a good
Bye.
week.